Welcome back to Impact Math with Miss Taylor. Alrighty, we have an ASVAB problem. It says if a car is towed 12 miles to the repair shop and the toll charges $3.50 per mile, how much does the toll cost? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do $3.50 times 12, okay? Because what this is saying is it's $3.50 I have to pay for every mile while I'm driving 12 miles. So we could do $3.50 times 12. So 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Put your 0 underneath because you're moving over to the 10 spot. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. And 1 times 3 is 3. And then we add down. So 0, 0. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry the 1. And 3 plus 1 is 4. All right, now, remember you have 2 digits after the decimal. So you would move it over 1, 2. And hopefully you saw $42 as your answer. All righty, let's go to the next. Miriam bought 5 cases of motor oil on sale. A case of motor oil normally costs $24, but she was able to purchase the oil for $22.50 a case. How much money did Miriam save on her entire purchase? All right, so we have to do 2 things here. One, we have to notice that she bought 5 cases, okay? And they normally cost $24. So if we want to find out how much she would have normally paid, we would have to do 24 times 5, okay? So 5 times 4 is 20, carry the 2, and 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 120. So she would have paid $120 if she would have got the original cost. But remember, she paid $22.50 for 5 cases. So 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. Carry the 1. And 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. And you're going to drop down your decimal 2 spaces because you have 2 digits after. So she paid $112.50 versus paying $120. So it wants to know how much money did Miriam save. So if we want to know how much she saved, what do we have to do with these 2 things? Hopefully your brain is shouting it out right now. Subtract. Yes, we're going to subtract to find out how much she saved. So we're going to borrow from this, make this a 10. And then we're going to borrow here, make it a 9, and carry the 1 here. 0 minus 0 is 0. 10 minus 5 is 5. Drop down your decimal. 9 minus 2 is 7. 1 minus 1 is 0. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So she saved $7.50, which is A. A carpenter earns $12.30 an hour for a 40-hour week. Their overtime pay is 1.5 times their base pay. If they put in 46-hour week, how much is their weekly pay? All right, so this is a really good one, okay? And this is a one that you really need in real life, okay? So, for every hour that's under 40 hours or 40 hours, they get $12.30, okay? So let's first figure out how much he got paid for just working 40 hours. So we're going to do $12.30 times 40, okay? And so really we could just do 4 and then, we'll just do 40, okay? So 0 times 0, 0, 0, 0. Put your placeholder because you're moving to the 10s, okay? So 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and 4 times 1 is 4. And then we add down 0, 0, 2, 9, 4. And you have 2 digits under the decimal, so you needed 2 digits there. So the carpenter would have made $492, okay? Just working 40 hours at 12:30. But he had some overtime for 6 hours. And his overtime was 1.5 times. So how we do 1.5 times is, well, we're going to get the one time, which is $12.30. And then we have to get the half of that. So if we take half of 12, it's going to be 6. And half of 30 is 15. So we're taking half of our original pay because it's time and a half. So then you add those and you get 5, 4, 2 plus 6 is 8. So he's making $18.45 for these 6 hours. Okay, so now we're going to do that. Now we have to find out how much he got for the 6 hours by doing 1845 times 6. Okay, so 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3. 6 times 4 is 24, 25, 26, 27, carry the 2. And 6 times 4 is 48, plus 2 is 50. And 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11. And then we have 2 digits after the decimal, so our decimal is going to go here. And we have, so the carpenter made $110.70 for those 6 hours. So how much was his weekly pay for that week? Then we have to add these two totals. So we're going to do 492 plus 110.70. And so we have 0.70. So we know B and C are out. We have a 50-50 chance. But we know it's going to be more than 110. So it has to be A. Okay. And then you would move on. That's your testing strategy, right? But let's finish it out. So 2 plus 0 is 2. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. And 4 plus 1 is 5, 6. So we get $602.70 is what the carpenter made for 46 hours week period. Alrighty, I hope that helps. Let's put some steps to this real quick. So step 1, let's just refresh real quick. Step 1, we said, okay, if he only worked 40 hours, he gets $12.30. We calculated that, okay? That was our total for just working four hours. Then we needed to know how much his overtime pay, how much he was getting. So that was our step 2. So we said time and a half. You take the 1 hour, the full, you divide it by half here to get the half of the time, and then you add it. So that's how we got 1845. And then he worked an additional 6 hours over the 40 hours. So that's why we did 18.45 times 6. That was our step 3. And then, right? Our last step was to find our total. We had to add our two totals of how much he made. And that was our step 4. And that's how we got to the answer. Alrighty, let's go to the next. Welcome back to Impact Math. Alrighty, this is our last problem for this lesson. You have made it this far. So dinner at a nice restaurant costs $35.98. If Joanne gave the cashier $40, how much change should she get back? All right. Ooh, I don't know why it was a tongue twister for me. Okay, so what we're going to do is if we want to know how much change she should get back, we're going to subtract these two numbers. She gave the cashier $40, and we're going to subtract that from the actual bill that was $35.98, okay? So we're going to borrow from the 4, make it a 3, change this to a 10, make it a 9, borrow. And then here we have 10, okay? Because we had to borrow from the 10 here. We put the 1 here, borrow from the 10 here, put a 1. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 9 is 0. Drop down that decimal. 9 minus 5 is 4. And then 3 minus 3 is nothing. So our change that we should have gotten back is $4.02. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe, follow button, and please share this out with others that you know are trying to pass the ASVAB with a higher score or just trying to pass it. Alrighty, have a blessed day, and I most definitely will catch you on the next one. Bye!